Good morning or good afternoon, everybody, depending on where you are. This is a roaming prepper, and I'm your host, Pete. Thanks for joining me. I want to talk a little bit about the United Airlines outage that's happened the week of September 4th of 2023. And I'm going to timestamp this because I'm going to go somewhere with that time. In any case, I will be right back, and we will talk more about why that's so important for us to take notice of. Hang on just a second. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining me again. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you really don't like what I'm saying or depressing you can unlike or whatever it is. Hey, play nice. He's lit right now, so we'll leave him be. In any case, where was I? Yes, the United Airlines outage. Now, according to United Airlines, and remember, this happened to Southwest a year ago, back in 2022, roughly a year ago. Our airlines are getting knocked offline. Now, in August of 2023, Heathrow Airport in London, like the big British airport, their air traffic control system for the ground control went offline, if I read that article correctly. So they couldn't coordinate where to send the planes on the tarmac. So planes are landing, but the guys that need to take off didn't know where to go because the traffic controller was having trouble monitoring them. They had to get old school with binoculars and radios to get people in the right place. I mean, they did a good job because the Brits always do a good job like that. But these are the kind of things as preppers, especially a guy like me who's traveled a lot, you need to plan for. Right? Now, it's not a question of paranoia. Your preparedness should come from a place of vigilance as well as love. And when I say love, you love your family if you're with your family, or you care for them. I would hope you love them. You care for your coworkers, and you care for yourself, right? So it should come from a place of love and care, not panic. So I'm going to emphasize that. But you get caught in an airport, which happened during Harvey, it happened during 9/11, it happens a lot. And as we get into holiday seasons, people crowd the airport, systems get put under burden, and they tend to fail. And that becomes where we as preparedness folks can be a step ahead of the game. So there are a few things I do. First of all, when I'm traveling overseas, I make sure, I'm watching my breakfast back here, I make sure that if I'm going to another country, I don't exchange currency in the airport. I bring cash, I bring US cash, but I also exchange for whatever currency. So let's say I'm going to Europe, I'm gonna go to my bank, and you could go to any bank. You could go to JASE, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, even local regional banks or farmers banks, credit unions, and say, I would like to withdraw, say $200 from my checking account and convert it to euros or pesos or whatever money you need. Give them about 2 weeks. So if I know I'm making a trip at the end of the month, I'm gonna get the currency now. I'm gonna take $200, go to the bank and say, I need this in euros or pesos. And they'll put in an order, they will get the money. Typically, an American bank, if you go to the bank branch, will only charge you anywhere from 3 to 8%. You go to the airport, either here or overseas, and try to do the same exchange, it's a 30% surcharge. Now, I like to have both greenbacks and whatever currency I'm going to when I go overseas. When I come home, whatever foreign currency I have left, I don't trade it in for US. Unless I really need the money, I stick it in the safe. So in my next trip, if I have to go back, I can dig up that currency again and go overseas with it. But here's the reason why. I don't like showing American money when I go overseas because it tags me as an American. I behave as an American enough with my baseball hat and the way I dress. There's ding, 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 and I'll let that heat up there. I don't want to attract additional attention. So one, make sure you have cash. Even if you're flying domestic, you're going from, I don't know, home, you take a Vegas vacation, you're going on a cruise, going to visit your cousin, whatever it is. Have some cash on you, because if the lights go out, you can still go to the stores and pay. Two, when you get to the airport, I would look at the aircraft departures and arrivals and see what it looks like. It's normal to see some delays, some cancellations, stuff like that, right? Because it's a busy place. They got things to move around. If you go in and you take a look every 15 minutes and all of a sudden you see cancel, 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 cancel in a series affecting either the whole airport or maybe one airline, that's a sign something's not right. Now, it may just be the computers crash. That happens. It could be a hack. That has happened. I can tell you right now, there's several American airports have been almost knocked offline in the last 2 years. I can't say which, I can't say when, but they've happened. Some of them were glitches, like legitimate errors, and some of them were nefarious attacks, DDoS, or they were straight up hacked. These are things we can't control, but there's certain things you can bring with you. So I'm gonna show you this is basically my EDC. This is where I keep my laptop. As you can see, this is a tactical pack. This is actually, I reviewed this pack. This is a Rebo Tactical. It's kind of an off-brand from Korea. And I've had this pack, I kid you not, the 511s cost you about 120 bucks. This one cost me 35. I actually sent a small one to one of my viewers. I think it was Joe. And I've had this thing for 6 years now. I think I actually had it during Harvey. It may be longer than that. Anyway, certain things I bring with me. So you notice I don't overpack. The laptop's not in here, but even with it, I don't overpack my carry-on. But I do bring toothpaste, toothbrush, the small little tubes. You're allowed to bring small items on your carry-on. I also bring rolled up extra pair of underwear, extra pair of socks, and an extra t-shirt. And I roll it up in my carry-on. Typically, if I'm traveling for business, I'll have my laptop. If not, I might have like my iPad, right? My personal iPad. So I'm gonna have room. And as you notice, this thing can expand quite a bit, right? Now, I'm not an affiliate for this company, by the way. I'm just sharing the style of bag. Now, you notice I bought 2 generic clips here, carabiners. I found this is great if I have a jacket or if I forgot one and I buy one, I can roll up the jacket and kind of use some string to clip it onto here. This gives me the extra capacity to carry stuff. In here, I have both chargeable and cabled headsets, and I keep a flashlight. Now this is a Lux Pro. You get these at Lowe's. I have several of them. That particular flashlight has gone to 2 continents with me and multiple flights domestically. Another thing I do carry is charging cables. Now, if I'm going overseas, I'm actually going to bring the international plug set. I have one, and it has the European plug, the Chinese plug, the Japanese plug, all the different plugs for around the world. But if I'm domestic, I have both, notice, a car charger, as well as a multi-pronged, I'll open this because that makes it easier. So I have the wall plug, the US wall plug, with multiple USB ports, but I also have car charger if I rent a vehicle. Again, this is everything I've shown you so far. I've gotten through security, no issues with TSA. Now, if bringing a knife, probably no. I also bring extra cables, and I keep them in Ziplocs so they don't become a big pain in the ass in the vehicle. Now, I bring sanitizer, and I'll tell you why, because the power goes out. It's not like COVID, but food poisoning. If the power goes out, or if you get stranded in an airport for an extended period, hygiene is going to be important, right? You don't want to contaminate yourself. I also bring an emergency poncho. Again, goes through security, have never had an issue. Oh, I have an extra headset. Actually, this one has a different plug. This one doesn't have the Apple plug. This has the regular 3.5 millimeter jack plug, like the old style plug, in case I need to use it for some reason. Now, I have my business card holder, and that's more business prep. If I'm on the road, I keep this guy with me. I do have a knife in my, if I go in an airport, I have to throw that in my check luggage, but I can put it in the check luggage as long as it's locked, and I have not been stopped. I also bring an ouch pouch. Now, I don't bring a full-blown first aid kit, But this has Band-Aids. Actually, I need to replace it. I have Band-Aids. I have nitrile gloves and a face mask, not again for Rona, but if I or someone in my party gets hurt and there's particulate, blood, spit, whatever, I can cover my face from that. This is more of the first responder training kicking in, not the COVID. The mask, and actually the mask is probably all jacked up now. I also have an emergency space blanket in here and Band-Aids and various other goodies. This comes in handy because I promise you'll be the only person who has a first aid kit of any type in there. Now, I would also recommend printing out, and I don't have one of those, but if you're going to an airport you're not familiar with, print out a map of the airport and your travel itinerary. So if you have multiple flights and hotels, I keep them in paper form. I have a map of the airport I'm leaving from, a map of the airport I'm going to, and you can find those online, as well as a map of the city I'm going to. Now, you don't need a super detailed map, but you do need to be able to orient yourself. So like when I went to Vegas, I went for a convention, I just got a map of the Strip because the airport is right next to the Strip, so I could get the two on the same map, and you can find them online. And I was like, okay, there's my hotel, there's the airport, this is north. Now, I've also thrown a compass in here. I've not gotten stopped with a compass. I've also bring USB charging batteries, like power packs. You can bring small ones, they won't stop you. Don't bring the big one for your vehicle to, jumpstart your car. That one's a no, because it's too big and it's a lithium battery thing. But when I get to the airport, I also bring snacks. I bring granola bars. You can't bring water through security. You can bring the granola bars and buy water as soon as you get through security. I highly recommend you have a couple of bottles worth with you. Even if you don't plan to drink them, stick them in your bag. If you start seeing power go out, if you start seeing things go wrong, don't hesitate. Get to one of the stores before the power goes out or all the flights get canceled and get some extra water and extra snacks. Because if you get locked in the airport, hey, no, I'm not dispensing food. Now I've attracted all of them. If you get stuck in the airport, you're going to wind up needing something to eat. And I promise you, what happened during Harvey, a lot of people didn't make it out in time. They got stuck in the airport. It happened also during some other events where airline issues occurred or weather issues occurred. And you want to have enough to get by 24 hours in your backpack. They went right back to fighting over there. So these are the kind of things you need to be thinking of. Now, I didn't want to go into we were hacked, weren't hacked. The Russians did it, the aliens did it, the US government did it, the hackers did it. It doesn't matter. We can't control what they're doing, but you can at least have what you need here. So again, just a quick recap. First aid kit, a flashlight, because if the batteries or if the lights go out in the airport, you're in a dark, massive facility with a bunch of strangers, and if it's at night, you're not going to see shit. And the backup lights may not provide enough for you. They're more worried about the airplanes than you. Have a flashlight. If you can bring two, that's even better. Have cash, both in US currency or whatever currency you use domestically, and international currency, if you can do that. Print out hard copy maps and put them on a little clipboard or in a binder or something with the airport you're leaving from, any airport you're traveling through, and the city destination. So if you're already at your destination and this stuff happens, you can at least say, well, let me get to my hotel because I should have a room waiting for me there, and figure it out. Or let me get to my friend's house and then I'll figure out my next step from there. Remember, in an emergency, you may not be able to plan for everything, but if you can at least plan next step, you're going to be ahead of 95% of the people in the airport, because most of them are just going to sit there and pout. Like I said, if you're going to be stuck late, make sure you get to the store before they all shut down. Now, the big airports, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, they tend to have stores open 24/7. They have vending machines. The power goes out, vending machines go. You can still use cash in a lot of these places. Make sure you have snacks. Once you get through security, buy some water bottles. Even if you're not thirsty, have them handy, because you never know. And a lot of the little bars, if you ask them, hey, can I have a cup of ice to go with my whatever, they'll probably give you a cup of ice and you can tote that around, keep a cool drink with you. In any case, folks, oh, and if you have kids, bring something for them to play with. If not an iPad, like a little magnetic board game that we all grew up with, so they can play checkers or something, so they're not shits at the airport. In any case, folks, that's it for this one. Just a reminder video of the things you need to be aware of and things you should have with you. Again, the flashlight, the toiletries, the small toothpaste, small toothbrush, small like hand soap or sanitizer to clean your hands so you can eat. None of these things have ever gotten me stopped at TSA. I've taken dozens of flights around the country. I've gone overseas. I haven't gotten stopped in Argentina. I haven't gotten stopped in Vienna, in Austria. Didn't get stopped in Amsterdam. Didn't get stopped in England. And I didn't get stopped in Canada or Mexico or Belize. I've been to all these places, guys. I'm trying to squish it into a short video, and it's now a longer video than intended, but you guys get the picture. So anyway, plan, and if you have any tips you want to share, throw them in the comments below the video so you guys can collaborate, because this is important too. In any case, keep an eye out. These airline issues are going to get worse, partly because of the number of people who are going to travel at the end of the year, partly because of bad players. So we can't control those factors, but we can at least make sure we have what we need. And again, make sure your backpack or your carry-on is something which I can throw over my bag or over my back. If I need to, I can snip it together, get it nice and tight. So if I have to walk across the airport to get the hell out, or if I have to walk from the airport to a nearby hotel or destination so somebody can pick me up, I'm not lugging a bunch of garbage. I have stuff I can put on my back, put on my shoulders, and I can move. And I always wear lace-up shoes at the airport, even though it's a pain in the ass in security, because if I have to move fast, I don't want my shoe falling off. Something to think about. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. God bless, Godspeed, be safe out there, try to help each other out, and I will catch you all on my next video. You guys take care.